Okay, so making I'm making this video as my reference for my tone, I guess. Okay, so everything is pretty normal. I use a PV Viper 1, for practice. But for live rigs, I used a Fender Ultimate Chorus. It's 165 watts, I guess. Pretty much, I use the clean channel here, also there, and Fender. So it's a true bypass. I use the twin. I don't know if you could see it very much. It's a Fender copy of the amp, I think. I've used to use Marshalls before. I think it was an 8 or something. But Marshalls are pretty good. I've used one, even a Fender tube amp, I think. I'm not pretty sure. It is a blues. It has a tweed cover on it. Yeah, I love amps, but I what you say? How could you say this? I never have a time to choose one because whatever's in the gig, I just used it. So if I don't bring my own amp. So okay, so for my settings, have the bass one on middle, a little bit of mid, and a highs. Back then it was reverse. I have like a lot of lows and not much of mid. But if you're playing in a band, you will notice that how could you say this? If you're in a band, when you're playing together with the band, with the bass and the other guitar, your sound might not. You won't hear your sound because it won't stay afloat because it's too bassy. If you're playing around in a room, then you could have all those chunky, scooped out sound. But now I'm used to this kind of settings. It's a clean setting right there. Okay, so the next one is gonna be for the effects. The effects that I have right now is been with me for like, I don't know, 3 years now. I've been playing around it for more than the rest of my life, since 2006. But here it is. Back then I have a wah, and also when I'm doing live sessions or gig, I sometimes bring my volume pedal, so I can just control the volume because to be honest with you, I'm the loudest in my band. But here it is. So basically, if I don't know the amp, or let's just say the room of the gig is too tight, or I need to like pump up the volume, and you can hear like like feedback. So I usually press on this one. This is the MXR Smart Gate. It does suck some tone, but it really depends on the song that you're playing, because I would just play like rhythm. But if I'm playing in the lead part, I just shut it down and let it ring, because you're playing lead. Next to it is the BB preamp. This is a good like a good overdriven. I just use, as you can see right there, I just use a little bit of gain for it. Or if there's a certain song that's just need an overdriven one, I just put it in the middle or like at 11 o'clock, but usually it's always at 9 o'clock. So this is actually a good, even like an overdriven or even a distortion sound is like, if your amp is in overdriven mode, this could like push it. It's like almost like a tube screamer. Now for my main sound, the shred head, that's made by Mark V in the Philippines. I have this, asked one of my friends to order it and just bring it here. As you can see, my setting is fully, it's like almost, if you're like in a room, if I'm like just practicing, I just use not almost like cranked up. It's like 1 o'clock. But if I'm in a gig or recording, it really depends on the room. It usually sits at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. It really depends. And also for the presence also. It really depends on the amp. That's why I played around. But the tone I have like a limit on it. But most of the time it's here. Depends on the guitar that I'm using. So it really plays around. Now for this one, that TC Flashback, I use it for like short delays most of the time. I used to play around with delays because you have like a switch here for the dotted 8 note. What else? It's like for if I'm pushing it to like some lead parts, then I'm gonna push this. It's like an all-around good. It's actually also have a switch on the back for it if you have like an option, if you have like a lot of pedals, so it's what you call this, it won't sound too decayed, I guess. I don't know. But it's like I use it for short delays. I love delays actually. Now for the chorus, I've been playing around for choruses, but at the meantime I have this Boss CH1. I wish I have the CE2, but at the meantime this is a good chorus, just you know, for that swirly sound. For effects type, for what you call this, a little bit of color, I use the phase shifter. For regular phase, I use the phase number 10. If I wanted like a little bit, what you call this, like jumpy, I go for the step. But most of the time it's just there. For this delay, this is my favorite delay. It's like, it's the DD7. Back then I was thinking about like getting a DD3, but I love this because it has the hold one. You can record like 40 seconds of loop. You also have an analog mode, modulated one, and but I just use it for the up to 800 ms, and this is usually my setting for it. Just like for long delays. And last but not the least, one of my favorite pedals. This is actually my second pedal. I broke the first one. It's the BB Sonic Stomp. One of my friends recommended it back then when I'm trying to build like my own, like buying like single stomp boxes to get one of these, because it usually like make your sound more nice. Like my bassist told me this was like acting most like a compressor, but to me it just brings out the what you call this, the mid out of it, I guess. And that's basically my setting. I used imitation copy of the Fender Strat. It has the let me show it to you. Oh, first, my go-to guitar right here is the PRS SE. I think it's 2013. Nothing is modified. Oh, except this one. It has a plastic nut back then, but I changed it to a bone nut to get more sustained. Strap lock, usually from Ernie Ball. And my Strat here, which I'm proud to say I have it for, I don't know, it was made in 1996. I bought it in 1997, first year high school, and I still have it. It's Genesis SE. As you can see, I have the Texas Special for the neck and the middle. And for the bridge, I have the DiMarzio injectors. I got the idea from Paul Gilbert. Right now, it's not being properly set up right now here. What else? I changed the tree for it. It's just a cheap one to change it. It's just like $4 to change the tree here. And back then it has a plastic tuners on it, but the guys from 30th Street changed it to a 70s style Fender, and they custom fitted it actually. I don't know if you could see right there, that was the original nut for it. See where it burns, and that's about it. that's basically my sound. Let me just get a sample of how to hear it, but probably the next time.